we mentioned, is very storied in its own right. Muteace and Lima are going to throw down for what seems like the millionth time.
Yeah, they have absolutely played triple-digit, potentially quadruple-digit games.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, sets probably still just triple, you know, but games individually, I wouldn't be surprised to see that fourth digit.
Definitely a few dozen in that set count, you know, official tournaments and whatnot. But yeah, these two practice together a lot for sure. So, you know, this is one of those situations where you're not just going to see the level one. Talking about the matchup almost feels pointless, right? Because these two aren't just playing on a matchup level. This is okay, I'm not thinking about the matchup. I'm thinking about what does Muteace do in this situation? Where does Lima end up after doing X and Y?
Right, you can't just look at this and say, oh, well, Muteace beat Geist earlier, so this will be similar, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes and no, but mostly no. It's just really an entirely different ballgame.
Is that the Wallace and Gromit? Well, yes, but really no.
Yeah, it's up till beautiful connection to catch Muteace just daintily drifting towards him.
That's a way to get started there for Lima, not taking too much time to get into it. And yeah, Muteace has definitely been happy to scrap because he knows that he can get a lot off of those situations. Does toss Lima back off stage. Really, really good usage of his frames right there to make sure that he can respond to just about anything Lima throws out. And again, without all that experience in this matchup against this individual, not always going to have those exact situations set up in a game like this.
So he's dancing around that shield, and you were really looking for the opportunity to find him a miss on it. That ABK definitely not a safe one.
Yeah, I mean, look, the song playing is crowned, and Lima did just get crowned.
Absolutely.
Very much so. A little bit too literally, even. Lima, though, yeah,
Deep off stage.
Yeah, looking for the really big edge guard, but didn't have the resources to turn it into a full combo. So instead, he'll say, you know what, 95, I'm happy with a 95% lead. And he will continue to take advantage of that even more so. 126. Muteace just got to find his way back to the ground, but not even finding his way off of that platform until half his shield is gone.
Man, such a high percent that Muteace manages to live at. And this is a thing that happens sometimes against Bayo, is if you don't find those clean finishers, you can really survive for quite a long time, and that's going to be Muteace understanding where to play around the win condition. Geez, Lima is going deep off stage. So you can't play around my win condition. I'm coming to you.
Yeah, and Muteace coming to that bottom blast zone, did not have the resources to make it back. Probably burned his double jump SDI and could get away from the Witch Twist or something like that, because he came darn close to that blast zone for a Witch Twist, even at that percent.
Okay, manages to escape all the way to the other side. Peach is not the fastest princess, so that downwards afterburner kick is going to be a great way to escape that pressure.
Yeah, she is more of a fortress than a mobile object, right? Not a fighter jet in her own right. The way that Bayonetta very quite literally is, taking command of the skies, throwing out moves that are difficult to punish, especially with the size of them. Even having some trouble grabbing that ledge, which can be a difficulty for Bayonetta, right? You have to go to particular positions. Does find his way back on stage, but it's only for a moment. Muteace really, again, just on top of a lot of these recovery options. That downward ABK, though, for Lima, you were mentioning, right? Peach is not that fast. It's tough for you to get really any punish off of that.
I think that's what makes this so impressive, is the fact Lima has not left disadvantage for about a solid minute of Muteace just reading and covering positions that are not easy to cover.
That should be Exhibit A of why movement is so important in Smash, and not in a direct, I'm going to open you up kind of way, but that I'm going to be ready, and you better be ready to get taken off the top blast zone, my friend. Lima channeling the days of yore, bringing us to game number 2 with him having that 1-0 lead on a really just, oh, look at what I found on the ground. I'll take that. Thank you.
Oops, ooh, a piece of candy. So I'll pick it up. Yeah, any position where you can start a combo that high up is going to be a good one to have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not every day you get to start all the way up there, but absolutely the way that these two players are flying and flipping all the way up across. Eventually you're going to get a Witch Twist close to the blast zone, and you'll finish it there as well.
From the sounds of that orchestral music, Hollow Bastion will be the venue for game number 2, which, if anything, that's just that exact thing that we talked about, the downward ABK to get away from Muteace. Yeah, you're not doing that anymore. There's a big platform in the way, in that center platform, and, you know, you can go to that corner, but it's going to be kind of obvious when you do it.
Right, like you'll go to the corner, but then you're stuck in the corner against Mute, and good luck.
Yeah, that's you put yourself exactly where I wanted you. Is what he would say there. Couldn't get the drag down on the down air, so instead just going to have to settle for heaps of damage instead of perhaps a full stock. A little bit too aggressive trying to challenge Lima at that ledge. Again, air to air, Bayonetta is very difficult to match.
Very high flying. Again, we're looking for that high witch twist. We find one, but not quite the perfect connector into a border of the ledge. The back air, though, that is going to seal that first stock. Mute now behind not only a game, but a stock on the second one.
I really like what Lima did there, mixing up the combos. A lot of people see that that forward air finish close to the ground, expect the ABK immediately. Lima wanted to get even more by trying to cover an air dodge to that platform to escape the ABK. If he hits that up air, he gets a really juicy reset that guarantees an ABK afterwards. But Muteace, again, these two have played together so many times, avoiding that exact combo, but Lima does pick it up at some point eventually.
Right. I mean, there's only so many times you can cover the same option before you have to pick another one. Forward air is going to put Lima down to the second stock. That was a big old crown smack.
Off the top, too. Like, just...
Rare you see that from
I almost feel like that move has as much vertical knockback as it does sideways knockback.
Yeah, I mean, when you hold as hard in as you do there, there is no correct way to DI.
There's no way to escape yourself there. That up air will come for you regardless. Those multi-hits. Here come the glide tosses. A little bit of an ooh from the crowd, but Lima is going to be the one to take advantage. I thought he might be set up for a back air there, but reacting to that DI, knowing that he just needed to go for the juggle instead, these two are hipping and hopping.
Absolutely finds the back air on that ducking Muteace. Setting up at the ledge, turn around, get that jab in time, and a big finish. Lima a stock away from being up 2 in the set. A very good place to be.
Again, you know, and these things can turn around so quickly. It seems like every individual game between these two is like kind of a crapshoot as to who's going to take it. And honestly, this one feels just the same. Even though Lima's gotten that stock before Muteace has both times thus far, he's sitting at 144. That doesn't mean that Muteace is in less danger, though, because with that much rage, oh boy, you better expect that you can get taken off the top quick.
And Nair crossing to the other side. Once again, Lima surviving.
He wants the reset. He wanted that reset on the center platform. Couldn't get the starter with the up tilt, though, and instead Muteace turning that into his own juggle, punishing that overextension. A little bit of greed from Lima, and now down to last stock. Things looking real even.
Absolutely. 40%, just about where you'd spawn after getting hit by a combo anyway. Oh, let him back, please.
You are going to eat your veggies and you're going to like it. This tournament's sponsored by Sprouts. It's not.
It's absolutely.
That's a lie. It's not sponsored by Sprouts.
Oh, we're getting the forward throw, setting up the ledge trap once more. Toss those turnips. Nope, don't even get a chance. Lima flying through this airspace.
It's just not been able to get the big conversions off of those anti-airs. It's only just been on a lot of those grounded starters and, you know, even sometimes those air-to-airs, right? But just knocking Muteace out of the sky has proven to be a challenge for Lima, who's now going to get sent to the skies himself and quickly.
Yeah.
And just as we were talking about how it looked like Lima was set up nicely to take that 2-0 lead, Muteace snatches it right back to send us to even going into game 3.
It was a strange, big commitment from Lima to go for the down air in that position. I really wonder what the idea, what the game plan was.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was a misinput, right? Looking for a landing nair or something like that.
Try to fast fall your aerial.
Yeah, fast fall your aerial.
It just happens that way. But Muteace not going to let something like that slide, absolutely. A clean forward smash punish, and now one apiece going into the next one. This third game is going to be a big momentum setter.
That means that the stage you take him to is also just as important. Smashville's what's being hovered right now. And again, you know, we talked about Hollow Bastion, that center platform, making that disadvantage tougher for Bayonetta. And Lima says, yeah, I don't actually want to deal with that. Maybe does give you the opportunity to punish a heck of a lot of the stage all at once. But instead, yeah, we are going to Pokemon Stadium 2, the old, tried and true, the reliable. And with a lot of stage to play around, we talked about that lack of mobility for Peach. Lima definitely gets to take advantage of that now.
Absolutely. You fly all the way to the other side of the stage, and it's up to the princess to make it happen from there.
All right, game number 3 kicking off here One thing that we definitely got to watch out for are those combos off the top. If Lima does get those resets, we saw him hunting for them a lot on Hollow Bastion, right? Trying to knock Muteace up onto the platform and then get something started there. If that happens here on PS2, Lima's liable to take a stock hit. I mean, honestly, about these percentages if Muteace gets hit with something like a Witch Twist on that platform.
Ooh, and here we're seeing it start.
Okay, yeah, and I thought that we were going to see a little bit more. I was with you there, but yeah, 84%. Lima's not even going to mind it. There was an opportunity, but again, reacting to that DI, it's one of those situations where Mute's not even that close to you, and the further your opponent is for you, it's a lot harder to actually read their DI, but Lima notices, okay, I know exactly how far those moves go, so not even going to try to overextend.
Now, once again, we've got the turnip set up at the ledge. Doesn't quite find a connection. Gives all the space for Lima to fly into so that we have that back air to meet him.
Mute, yeah, not ready for Lima to burst out of the corner. Still not able to take him off the top. This one, a bit of a puzzle for both of these players to figure out how to take that first stock. And it's just been a lot of throwing out some stray aerials. See if you catch that movement. The dash attack, also not enough all the way across the stage.
Yeah, great call, though, on Lima trying to land with these aerials. Good way to kind of stifle some of that pressure. Lima going to have to be a little bit more careful with how he's choosing to push in here.
Yeah. Lima says, yeah, you're sitting under that platform. I don't want to go anywhere near you. And man, Muteace just ready for that approach. Back to the ledge. Whew, he's tumbling.
Absolutely flipping, flopping, flying, doing everything he can.
Big city slider gameplay.
To stop from being simple.
Still 171, 2 minutes into this game, and not a stock has been taken. Supreme patience being exercised on all sides. Mute knows that he's got the advantage. One stray mistake from Lima could be the end of that first stock. Man, it is just sweating bullets left and right.
Honestly, big on Lima to recognize that even though we found the stock condition of that jab, that it was clear that Muteace was falling out. We weren't going to get the full connection.
If there is any demonstration of how much this Game 3 really does matter, it's that we're now hitting 2.5 minutes into this game. Not one stock has been taken. This patience is immaculate from these players.
There's quite a few moves that will do it here. There's also just quite a few safer moves that are not going to do it. And that's what we're seeing a little more of.
Going off stage could be a scary place for Lima, but he's just not giving Mute anything. The maneuverability tough to lock down. Still both of these players all the way at these high percentages. It's just a drop zone Nair to finally take it. But the first stock, 3 minutes into the game.
And now on the second one, starting off hot. Only 40% though, and not too much longer before that landing lag is punished.
Yeah, Lima didn't commit to a direction to try to not land right next to Mute, but he was able to just run right up to him, and we're right back to dead even. Thought that maybe Lima would be able to take advantage of that rage, but no sir. This game is right back down to tooth and nail.
He gets the down throw, going to set up on the platform. Up air's not going to find a follow-up after the bats within, though, and it is right back to that same careful gameplay.
And, you know, the higher those percentages go, the more it's going to get slowed down.
They start off just gas pedal all the way down and are letting off the gas quickly as the percents fly.
You may notice that my commentary has wavered a bit as Stu, the announcer, is getting the Splatoon crowd hype. Because
they are shouting.
He's doing a very good job of it.
He is.
It is a big crowd out there. Boy, they love it over there.
I'm sure that they're audible.
Yeah,
I certainly imagine.
They must be hearable, but again, we got a game here that is
my
watchable.
thoughts are not when I'm sitting next
No, that's why we like just get stun locked. It's like I've got all this audio coming in. I can't put audio out.
Okay, we're chasing far off the stage. Once again, Nair hitting very deep but not finishing.
Woo!
What a great recovery.
They're at such high percentages. That move is not going to connect. Rage on both sides. Forward throw's not going to do it across PS2. So Lima's just getting that positioning to maybe look for another drop zone aerial. Big commitment off stage. And again, we see him incurring a lot of that ending lag. Is able to tumble away from Mute, but down to 2 minutes left in this game, and timeout almost seems inevitable. But as I say that, I remember that we're talking about characters that can do 90% in one interaction. And if Lima gets one good opening as he puts Muteace on the last stock, then it could be over in the blink of an eye.
And here we see a position on the platform, starting things off real hot, but great DI getting away from the Witch Twist. Not away forever, though.
Oh my gosh.
What a chase.
What exactly did I say? 80 or 90% off of one interaction. Muteace able to hit him back for it, though. We go to last stock, and if we're going to play a Supreme Patience game, if that's what Muteace wants to do, he's got to take advantage of this turnip in hand. He has got to walk Lima across the stage to the tune of something like that 60-70%.
Like you mentioned, that timer is ticking down, about 120. Offstage interaction might be the end, though. No.
Yeah, Lima definitely going to play it safe there. No need to take a huge risk when you've got the percentage lead with that timer being a factor, right?
Mute certainly has to be considering that as well. The Mute has to make things happen, can't be as choosy as he would like to be and as he has been thus far.
Choosy indeed, right? He's been trying to only start interactions off of something like a parry off of the aerials. We saw it so many times, but now it does have to start swinging. Nothing left in that minutes column, and here we go. 85% Peach with Rage can be a total monster, and 159 is plenty of rage indeed.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Starting to get a very scary position. And they're sending all the way to the other side. Lima going to be willing to take as much time as we can off stage here.
Still, though, that percentage lead is really dwindling for him. 20 seconds, do you go for the throat or do you just try to run away? Because Bayonetta does have the maneuverability, but you just can't take that risk. And when you get that ABK combo available, you go for it. Time nearly ticked down to the single-digit seconds, but Lima does close it out.
That's definitely an ABK there where it's a win-win for you, right? Because if it connects on Mute, you might have that back air follow-up, just end the game there. But even if it just hits that shield or whiffs entirely, you're drifting to the ledge. You get to waste a little bit more time there as well.
Back to Hollow Bastion as well for game number 4. Muteace said it worked last time. It might as well work again. But now, doing it on match point. Lima just needs one more win to go into grand finals, get his rematch of winners finals against Devuz, who is ever so patiently waiting for the result of this set. But Muteace says you might be waiting a little bit longer. Game 5 just might be on the horizon with a start like that.
Yeah, if Mute has anything to say about it, this is not the same speed as the last game we just saw. He said, I've got a flight to catch. We gotta speed this up.
I would like to drive home tonight.
God bless.
Yeah, I was like, percentages are even. Oh, yeah. Wait a second. That's right. The first 12 seconds of the game happened.
Right. Percentage maybe about even, but the stock count is not in the same area.
Boy.
Once again, turnip set up for the ledge trap. Lima does not care. Simply does not mind one bit.
Unfazed. He is the definition of unbothered king.
Really, it is hard to get Lima to be bothered about just about anything.
Oh my gosh, might be a little bit bothered about that. Had a good read, but Muteace was just close enough. Goodness gracious.
Sorry, I got jump scared by a bomb.
Oh my god, JC, a bomb. A bomb.
I see them and I must scream.
That Peach Bomber is so difficult to contest, even if you've got huge hitboxes like Bayonetta does. And I don't know if this game number 4 is up for contesting either. Right now, Lima does close out that next stock. And look, it's Bayonetta, so nothing's counted out just yet. But with the lead that Muteace has amounted for himself and able to perfectly maintain that into Lima's final stock, definitely seems like we could be going to a game 5. But that is why we play out the whole game.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Lima certainly doesn't want to have to play out a game 5. And we've seen some of these conversions and stocks very early. Ooh. Here, beautiful turnip toss to get 65 off of that one starter. And honestly, one more could seal it if we find the right position.
Not only that, that turnip toss mid-combo means that he doesn't land with all that special ending lag as well. Instead, you just get the item toss end lag, which is virtually nothing. So Lima definitely takes that, but needs to get something bigger than that going because sitting at 58% on this final stock, I would not be surprised if Muteace slows down the pace again, because he just loves to put himself in those clutch-up situations. But yeah, behind the platform, you come to me, buddy.
Absolutely, Mute saying it is not up to me to make anything else happen this game. It's up to you, Lima. You got to come here.
That is the spoil of your reward for getting that first stock as quickly as Muteace did. But once again, Lima will not be sent into the night so easily. Didn't react to the DI, but was able to follow up anyways. Drop zone Nair as well, perhaps setting up for a good edge guard. Witch Twist, one of the few moves that can beat out that Peach Bomber, and the last stock is here, so Muteace can't let down his guard.
Absolutely. This is, again, rage on Lima's side. Bayo, like we mentioned, an absolute monster when you get a little bit of that extra percent behind you.
Okay, Lima off stage though and getting ledge trapped by Muteace. Even if you're a character like Bayonetta, who is historically so hard to ledge trap, not a place you want to be. This is where Muteace thrives, picking apart those small habits. And right back to that neutral, it's just an easy glide in with that Nair. And game 5, once again, how many times have we seen it between these two?
Yeah, numerous, too many to count.
We'll see it again. We're seeing it right now. Lima taking a sip of his allegedly green tea.
I mean, I was saying there before, I wouldn't be shocked to see individual game count between these two that have played to be in the quadruple digits. And that we constantly see them go back and forth to these game 5s. So as much as they play, it's certainly not out of the question.
But the fun of the tournament is that only one person can win at the end of the set, even if they're perfectly matched down to the end. You can't go into grand finals tag teaming, although that would be sick. That'd be a great way to end this if this was wrestling, but it's not. It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch, and it's game number 5, and that means where else would we go? The Pokemon Stadium 2.
Of course, it has the best games. So that's why we're here.
PS2 does make the best games, that's true. Sly Cooper.
What a roll, just out of range of the dash attack. Muteace had turnip in hand. Where are you swinging at? Sometimes they just want to swing.
Maybe he's not. Maybe Lima is trying to sniff out one of those timeouts from the very beginning here. He knows how much Muteace slowed the game down on PS2 last time, and he says, well, maybe my game plan just needs to be avoiding taking hits.
Right. Certainly if I'm playing against Muteace, I do want to avoid taking hits because they are potent.
They are hefty hits indeed. And Lima is the one to get up to that advantage, finishing the platform on the combo, but Muteace DI all the way off stage to make sure that there's no chance for Lima to follow it up. Still though, 126% is beefy. One back air can definitely close out that stock and let Lima run the pace of this match.
Again, we're seeing that Witch Twist interrupt the recovery and drop Muteace just low enough for the drop down back air to seal the deal.
I know it's Bayonetta, but sometimes anytime I see Lima go below the ledge, I'm still going to get scared. I've seen him play for long enough that I don't trust him.
I've today seen him SD at 0 because he was going for a fun, flashy combo off the side. It's always going to be a hallmark of the gameplay. No matter how good you get, sometimes you just want to fling yourself off the stage.
I don't worry about it as much when I haven't seen it in like game 1 or something.
Yeah.
When it's gotten this late and it still hasn't happened, probably fine. And Lima definitely feeling fine right now. That down air is almost enough to take that stock. And he'll go for another footstool into down air because why not?
Forward throw, though, gives Mute an opportunity here to even up the stock count. But once again, Lima says, I'm just going to ABK, not worried at all about the pressure. You're setting up at the ledge. It's my turn.
Ha-cha. This is like the way I played Peach when I was like 9. I was like, oh, this move hits them and explodes.
Yeah, I love that it go.
Lima, though, forward throw. Getting Mute off stage, setting up for a potential edge guard, which Lima has found a lot of success with, but I love that early upbeat from Muteace. That parasol is basically impossible to contest, even more so than that side B, that Peach Bomber, right? But right back at it. You play a trade game. Muteace is going to come out on top. These two right back tied stocks-wise, but to get the game back to tied properly, going to take a heck of a sequence from Muteace.
Started off with the dot eyes, got a little bit of percent, but it was hard to really follow up. Lima flying far off of no tech.
Double jump is able to get him back to the ledge, no problem. It did take quite a bit of damage for his troubles. 100% separating these two. Love that low recovery from Muteace, but Lima says, hey, I like it too. Just couldn't close out his plate. Yeah. Still, though, does get the forward throw afterwards eventually.
It was a happy little reset. No such thing as a dropped combo. The Bob Ross follow-up.
All right, Muteace actually hitting Lima's shield with that Peach Bomber, even though it looked like it was spaced for the ledge. is able to put on at least a little bit of pressure. Tons of pressure on that shield of his own right now, though. Again, that ultra patience coming out. Doesn't want to swing unless he's got that opportunity, because he knows Bayo loves seeing you try to go air to air, try to play that trade game that Peach likes, but those hitboxes are just too big.
And we've all seen it with our eyes, but I feel like I gotta verbally announce how amazing it is to see Muteace tilting the shield regularly to make sure that he's not getting poked by these forward air pressure strings.
Hey, you see almost all the time, right? His feet are exposed like constantly, and he's holding that shield upwards. Oh my goodness, Lima though taking him up to the skies. The forward air's in the corner. It sends him off the top, and in the blink of an eye, Lima, a set that he was in control of coming into that final game, suddenly just tipped off the scales, and he's the one getting the dub, ending Muteace's run at third.
Yeah, Lima now with the run back opportunity. 2 players remain. It's Dabuz coming from the winner's side, and Lima and his olive oil on the other end.
Wow, no calories in olive oil, huh? That's great.
That's impressive.
I'm learning nutrition facts today.